ズドンはズドンズドン
もう魔術は起動しねえよ。
愚者のあるかな。
Characters that pretend to be very weak are usually really cheeky and have something bigger to show later on down the line. And the thing is, they are heavily underestimated so many times, and that way they can surprise others, be it their allies or enemies, with their true powers that they have been hiding up until that point in time. If you guys enjoyed today's video, then be sure to subscribe for more content like this to help me reach my next milestone. Without keeping you waiting, let's get started with the video.
外せよ、メガネ。
The God of Highschool is a manhwa, or you can say Korean manga, which was adapted into an anime series due to its popularity and demand from the audience. I was so hyped when it was first announced, and I couldn't wait to see the high quality fights it had to deliver, and to be honest, it really did just that.
久々に切れたぜ。
God of Highschool's main strong point was truly the fighting, as the entire series was focused on a tournament arc, while the story itself got more confusing up to the very ending point, which is the reason why many didn't like the series. The main point was not the story, which is what I felt, but the fighting, and of course the quality animation it had during the fighting sequences with the characters. There are lots of characters with different abilities and powers, which really makes this anime worth the watch, and to discover characters and what each ability can really do.
何これちょっと待って
Plunderer is definitely a series that is being slept on by a lot of people. Even though it's heavily ecchi due to the main character being very perverted, it still managed to maintain a steady pace and stayed consistent through the series. Now, I know not many people like ecchi, but on this channel, I know you guys really do, which is why Plunderer is on this list in the first place. While the main character may look weak and wear stupid-looking outfits with a mask, he hides the fact that he is the Plunderer, which is a legendary warrior from the war that happened many years ago. The best thing about Plunderer was the backstory, as it managed to portray the character's history and showcase the path he chose to go and the suffer he had been through, which I admired so much. So if you are into perverted main characters, then definitely give this anime a watch.
俺はオークディダスター。この世のすべてを食らう者なり。しよ。
は、承知しています。おい、薄汚い豚が魔王だぞ。
Everyone's favorite character from the slime isekai, aka That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. The series is regarded as one of the best isekai series, which I definitely agree on. While it was weird at first for me with the concept of a slime being overpowered, it got to the point where it gradually got a lot better and more unique through its story, characters, and world building. It's definitely not your average isekai with a boring main character, but it's rather more interesting and enjoyable to watch than most isekai.
食らい尽くせカオスイーター。
A guy dies from being stabbed and then reincarnates as a slime to where he can absorb anything and obtain its powers and take on many forms. Even in the recent episodes, Rimuru has become so powerful than anything ever imagined, but I won't talk about it as I want you guys to find that out for yourselves. A very popular series created by White Fox, who are the makers of ReZero, comes in Katangatari. This series holds possibly one of the most unique art styles ever made in anime, which is a complete breath of fresh air, and it managed to bring in an audience that really enjoyed it to the point where it became pretty successful.
必殺の奥義を一気に7つ食らわせ、一瞬で相手を八つ裂きにするところから、とりあえずこう名付けてみた。
It's a historical martial arts series with a very powerful main character who is talented in fighting but does pretend to be weak at the same time. The story itself is very interesting, but just watching the series through its art style every time never failed to bore me, as I kept getting hooked in. It's also got great hints of romance between the male and female protagonists of the series, which is why I recommend you guys to watch this whenever you can, as it will not disappoint at all. The Hero's Return is a new Chinese anime series that pretty much recently finished airing actually. Although not as being considered as one of the best Chinese anime such as King's Avatar, it was still entertaining to watch nevertheless. A hero named Zero was regarded as one of the strongest of all times when others decided to follow his footsteps of being an inspiration, but he suddenly disappeared without a trace. And then years later, he has now returned as an unknown underdog to climb his way back up to the top. It's an interesting story to say the least and a great overall cast. The main character Zero is pretty damn overpowered but does pretend not to be, so he is a pretty cheeky protagonist. Not many people watch Chinese anime and they really deserve a chance, and people should start watching them more often. Armed Girls Machiavellianism was one of my favorite series of the time when it started airing on its season. It has a unique main character named Fudo who is not using a weapon nor a power, but gloves that contain metal studs used to deflect attacks from the Supreme Five Swords. Those 5 are the elite students of the school, similar to like student councils. Fudo is more of a defensive character than going all out for an attack, as he has a crazy move he uses when an opening is created and focuses all his energy onto a specific area to then unleash it. Feels like shooting a shotgun, and yes, it's a great feeling indeed. The story is also pretty interesting with a school that used to be mixed, but has become an all-girls school due to reasons, and Fudo must restore the school back to its original place by defeating the elite students. Sounds like an adventure, but it also is a harem adventure and is something not to be missed out on.
Oi! 貴様何をしている?
Arguably one of the best and fan-favorite series ever done by PA Works is Charlotte, an ordinary-looking boy who attends school and has the power to control anyone for a split few seconds and mostly uses that ability for fun in his own way. He may look average or not interesting, but trust me when I say this, that all changes down the line in the series as he becomes so powerful and gains further abilities that you would not have ever thought of. The story develops so well and it gives out the sad feelings when you experience what the main character will go through later on. Lots of drama with the combination of school setting with superpowers. That is something I'd watch any time of the day.
誰も僕には勝てねえんだよ。
A girl that is dressed in a bear outfit is not something that you really see every day. Yes, they look weak, childish, and silly, but oh my, she does indeed pack a punch. Kuma Bear heavily focuses on a slice-of-life aspect of the series while showcasing a girl in a bear outfit that is so powerful enough to defeat even the toughest monsters in the world she lives in. May I also mention that this is an isekai series for all you isekai fans out there. This is something to look forward to when you want to watch it. It's full of adventure with a lovely cast, adorable-looking characters in this fantasy world that will really make your day get filled with joy. It's super fun, entertaining, and has some beautiful world building as you keep watching. There is really so much to explore in this series as I would watch it the second time myself.
この子たちの笑顔は戦う理由としては十分すぎるほどだよ。能力なしでですか？
うん、わかるかな？
わかりますよ。
これからもよろしくね。
Talentless Nana is the equivalent of Among Us, which is a very popular game that is currently running. A girl by the name of Nana Hiragi tells other people that she can read minds, which is her talent, but in fact, she lies about that, and her true powers is her high IQ and intelligence used to kill those who possess dangerous powers that must be eliminated. Nobody knows Nana's true identity, and she is the killer among the other students in the school. It's a huge mystery-solving series to find out who the real killer is, while Nana tries to hide the fact that she's the actual killer from the others. Trust issues and betrayal will also be part of this, just like Among Us. If you ever played the game, then it is the exact same feeling. Truly a remarkable anime that I can't wait for it to get a second season when it's announced sometime down the line.
今からこの子に殺されなければならないのか。だろ？
まさか
Goblin Slayer. While being more of a mature series to watch, people really thrashed the first episode of what was shown, but again, this is a fantasy series and the world they live in is cruel and not easy, so stuff like this is definitely bound to happen. It's not like a fantasy series with main characters who can win every battle, as it's more dark and serious. There's a main character in town by the name of Goblin Slayer, whom from the name straight away, he is only interested in slaying goblins. Goblins are one of the low-tier mobs and all he does is accept goblin quests. Even though he is a high-ranked adventurer, equipped with a knight in shining armor and a small sword with a shield, Goblin Slayer is always prepared for the worst that will come in his way. He may not look like all that powerful, but surprises will definitely come down the line when you expect the unexpected to happen. That, ladies and gents, is the closing point of the video, and indeed we have learned a lot from our top 10 picks today, and that is to stop picking on the weak. They may look weak, but you never know what kind of surprise they might show later on. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like to show your support, and as always, I'll be seeing you in the next one.